Never received an allowance? What do you mean? What? This bombshell dropped during a conversation with my father-in-law one day. I couldn't believe something like this was happening behind my back. My name is Emma, and I'm 29. I've been living with my husband John since we got married 4 years ago. So this happened on a particular day. When I came home from work, my usually late arriving husband was already home. I sensed something was off just by looking at him. Cans of beer and highball drinks were scattered all over the floor, and his face was flushed red. "Whoa, John, what's going on?" As I rushed over, he snapped, "Enough! I can't take it anymore." What do you mean you can't take it? And since when do you drink this much? That's my business. Darn it, my lousy boss. Lousy boss? John complains about his company, constantly bad-mouthing his boss and his colleagues. Something must have gone wrong at work today. I decided to try and calm him down. "It's been a tough day, huh? I'm making your favorite stew for dinner tonight. Let's eat together." Despite my upbeat attitude, his facial expression remained unchanged. In fact, he seemed even more irritated. My husband kept drinking, so I decided to speak up. "Hey, John, are you okay? You have work tomorrow. Maybe you should get some sleep." He then let out a big sigh. "I'm done, Emma. I'm not going to work tomorrow." "What? Not going to work? What's going on? Did he get into a fight with his boss?" I decided to probe further. "What do you mean you're not going tomorrow? Did something happen at work?" "No, I simply got fired." "Fired?" A word I never expected to hear. Even I was taken aback. Wait a minute. Fired? Why so suddenly? That's too abrupt." "Don't ask me. They just told me out of the blue. I don't know if it's poor management or cost cutting, but honestly, I'm done with that place. I feel relieved now." "Done with it, you say?" To be honest, I was anything but relieved. We could afford our current home because both of us were working. Expenses for groceries, bills, and even money sent to my father-in-law and mother-in-law. "Anyway, I've been fired. Just let me do as I please for today." My husband was seriously drunk and out of control. If he doesn't find a new job, we won't be able to continue sending money to his parents. With that thought, I decided to contact my father-in-law when the time was right. The next morning, as expected, I found my husband asleep on the sofa. Empty cans were strewn everywhere, indicating he had been drinking late into the night. After cleaning up the cans, I called my father-in-law. "Hello, is this father-in-law? Sorry for calling so early." "Oh, Emma, what's going on?" "Well, it's hard to say, but John was suddenly fired." "What? John got fired? Is this for real?" "Yes. He mentioned something about poor management and cutting personnel costs." "That's sudden." As I explained the situation to father-in-law, I felt terrible. After all, it was thanks to him and mother-in-law that my husband had his job. Ever since we got married, he was addicted to slot machines. In the beginning, I had no idea about his gambling habit and cheerfully saw him off to work each morning. "Take care. Have a good day." "Yeah, I'll be late because of overtime today." "Don't push yourself too hard." I had always assumed that he was genuinely working hard, but when I noticed a tobacco smell coming from my husband, who never smokes, I instantly felt something was off. I confronted him right away. He defended himself by saying he started smoking due to stress. No way. You used to hate smoking so much. My husband's behavior keeps getting stranger by the day. The kind and gentle man he once was is gone, and he's getting increasingly irritable. One day, he stopped hiding the fact that he was going to the casino. Even worse, he started pouring his entire salary and savings into gambling. He doesn't even care about skipping work anymore. All that matters to him is whether he wins or loses that day. Hey, are you really not going to work anymore? Shut up. It's none of your business. I'm using my own money, so stay out of it. With that, he rudely dismisses me and hurries out of the house. Then, as always, he comes home after losing all his money. When he hit rock bottom, he even asked me for money. I'll double it and pay you back. Just lend me $300. I'm telling you, tomorrow's gonna be good. You can't lend me a few $100s when your husband is in trouble? His character keeps changing due to gambling. The gentle husband I once knew is long gone. Eventually, he started borrowing money just to gamble. I finally lost it at this point. Wait, what are you doing? Borrowing money to play slots is absurd, don't you think? He doesn't show any sign of remorse, no matter how much I press him. In fact, he gets defensive and says it's my fault he had to borrow money. What? I had to take out a loan because you wouldn't lend me money. This guy's totally addicted to gambling. If I don't stop him now, we'll go bankrupt. Are you kidding me? I didn't lend you the money because I wanted you to quit playing slots. I'm covering all our living expenses since our savings are gone. And you still blame me? Just lend me the money. I'll win at the slots and prove it. Just listen to me. Have you ever hit a big win? I don't think so. Stop chasing illusions and face reality. Stop interfering with my entertainment. I wish he would at least stay within the bounds of reason. But my husband was fully addicted to gambling. This reckless behavior was tearing our marriage apart. No matter how much I tried to get through to him, he wouldn't listen. I was starting to lose hope. Days became long as I was consumed by my worry. It was my father-in-law and mother-in-law who finally stepped in and set him straight. Do you even realize you have a family? You're racking up debt over slot machines. Apologize to Emma now. Yeah, you have an amazing wife and you're ruining it. If you keep this up, she'll divorce you. Father-in-law and mother-in-law scolded him time and again, stressing the importance of marriage and family. Finally, he broke down and apologized. Emma, I'm really sorry. I swear, no more slot machines. Please forgive me. Afterwards, my father-in-law said this to me. Emma, what our son did is inexcusable. We've also put you through so much. If you can, please find it in you to forgive him just this once. Seeing the desperation in my in-law's apology, I decided to give my husband another chance. From there, it was father-in-law and mother-in-law who took on his debt and even helped him find a new job. Until he got his finances stable, they even sent us living expenses. It was thanks to father-in-law and mother-in-law that we could continue living as we had been. I was grateful from the bottom of my heart and sent them $500 every month to repay the favor. But now, if my husband loses his job, we won't be able to send them anything. I apologized to father-in-law over the phone. Father-in-law, I'm really sorry. I can't believe this is happening while I'm still here. Don't worry about it. It's the company's decision, right? You're not at fault. Father-in-law's kind words touched me deeply. However, I still have to break more difficult news. So, I'm really sorry, but I don't think we can continue sending money to you and mother-in-law anymore. Then father-in-law said in a puzzled tone, A remittance? Never received anything like that, you know. My mind went blank at father-in-law's response. You mean you didn't get the money I've been sending every month? The $500? We've been doing it consistently, haven't we? What are you talking about? I even checked with my wife just now. She doesn't know anything about it either. What? That couldn't be right. I had been scrimping and saving last month, put $500 in an envelope, and given it to my husband. The idea that it never reached father-in-law and mother-in-law? Emma, what's going on here? I don't know myself, but it's true that I've been giving my husband money every month to pass on to you. Father-in-law spoke up again after hearing my desperate plea. Emma, can I come over tonight? And let's keep this between us for now, okay? All right. I had definitely been giving my husband the $500. If it hadn't reached father-in-law and mother-in-law, there's only one explanation. My husband. I can't believe this. He must have been using the money for himself. Unforgivable! I'll make him confess everything, and he will face the consequences. An hour later, father-in-law and mother-in-law showed up at our house. When they walked into the living room, my husband looked surprised. Dad, Mom, what are you doing here? He was clearly rattled. It was obvious he was hiding something. John, is there something you'd like to tell us? Father-in-law indirectly confronted him, but my husband pretended not to know. What are you talking about? Emma must be as confused as I am. So, could you just leave? I couldn't take it anymore and yelled at my husband. Stop using me! Just tell the truth now! My husband looked at me with wide eyes. What are you talking about? Don't play dumb. What happened to the money I've been giving you to pass on to your father and mother? It was obvious that my husband was flustered by my questioning. About that. Your parents said they'd never received any money, but I've been giving it to you every month for the past 2 years. Where did it all go? No, it's not what you think, Emma. There's a reason for this. A reason? Do tell. Where did that money vanish to? Explain it in a way we'll understand. Go on. My husband's face turned increasingly pale. His earlier bravado gone. What? Can't say? Don't tell me you've been using it yourself. Both his parents and I glared at him. Finally, realizing he couldn't lie his way out, my husband opened his mouth. I'm sorry. I've been using it on slot machines. What? Slot machines? You've got to be joking! It was the last thing I wanted to hear. Even after everything that happened in the past, he was gambling again. I can't believe this. You promised you'd never touch slots again. We decided to send money to your parents as a way to make amends for all the trouble you've caused them. What are you thinking? As I yelled at him, tears spilled down my cheeks. Was I the only one who thought we'd finally be able to give back to his parents? My vision blurred from the tears. His mother patted my back gently. Just to confirm, is it true that you got laid off due to company reasons? At his father's question, my husband visibly flinched. Yes, it's true. John, if there's a time to correct the record, it's now. If we find out you're lying... Before his father could finish, my husband hurriedly apologized to us. I'm sorry. The truth is, I was fired due to my poor work performance. It wasn't due to company downsizing or cost-cutting. I was speechless at my husband's words, completely dumbfounded. His dad, father-in-law, quickly pressed on. What do you mean by work attitude? What the heck have you been doing? Actually, they found out I've been skipping work to go to the casino. Oh, this is hopeless. The moment I heard that, everything felt utterly ridiculous. I had forgiven his past and decided to start fresh, to support each other. What was all my effort for? Are you kidding me? His dad exploded in anger. How many times do we have to say it? Grow up and act responsibly, especially when you have a family. And yet you pulled this stupid stunt again. As his mom, my mother-in-law, quietly wept beside me, I couldn't even shed a tear. All I could do was look at my pathetic husband, who just kept apologizing. Facing the enraged father-in-law, my husband kept on making excuses without end. But I'll do better at my next job, okay? It was just bad luck this time. That's it. Let's get a divorce. The words slipped out unconsciously. Emma, divorce? You're joking, right? To my distraught husband, I unleash my pent-up anger. A joke? You think I'm joking in this situation? But isn't divorce a bit extreme for this? Extreme? Are you kidding me? Do you even understand what you've done? It's no different than embezzlement. My voice quivered with anger. It's too late. What? You've betrayed us twice. I have no confidence in spending my life with someone like that. We're getting a divorce. I can't believe this. His dad, who had been watching, nodded in agreement. We don't consider you our son anymore. From now on, we cut our parental ties. Wait a minute. Emma, Mom, Dad, you're joking, right? Forgive me, please. My husband was pleading through his tears, but our minds were made up. There was no turning back. I had him fill out the divorce papers right there in front of his parents. Thank you for everything. Goodbye. With my packed bags and the divorce papers in hand, I left the apartment. Emma, wait! Let's talk this over one more time. I won't do it again, I promise. Wait for me, Emma! He screamed after me the entire time, but I never looked back. It seems his parents had the same resolve. They moved far away right after this incident, making sure he couldn't rely on them anymore. I haven't kept tabs on him since. Rumor has it the debts from his gambling have piled up, and he's in a tight spot. Now he's apparently scraping by, running away from creditors. Hearing about his predicament doesn't stir any feelings in me. It's all his own doing. On the other hand, I've been living a fulfilling life. I still maintain a good relationship with his parents. We even meet up for meals during my days off. Marrying him was a mistake, but meeting such wonderful in-laws has become a treasure for me. Going forward, I want to give back to them as much as I can.